My name is Officer Brett Katinsky with the Fairfax County Police Department. I'm a crime prevention officer out of Sully District Station. Some of the typical things that you need to do to prepare yourself for driving in the winter months, especially when it snows out, have an emergency pack in your car. You want to make sure that you have routine maintenance done on your vehicle, have all the fluids checked. You can even have a mechanic check your car for winter time just to make sure that you're not going to have a breakdown when you're out there driving in the winter months. Make sure that you maintain a safe distance from the vehicles that are in front of you. Your stopping distance is going to be a lot longer if you do try to make an emergency stop. Make sure that you have your lights on if it's snowing out, that your car is cleared off of all snow, and make sure that you use your blinkers whenever you're going to change directions and leave yourself enough time to get wherever you're going. Some more specific items that you should have in your vehicle to be prepared for winter. You might want to carry a blanket and some extra sleeping bags with you, a flashlight with extra batteries, a first aid kit, a knife, high-calorie, non-perishable food such as energy bars, extra clothing, a bag of sand or cat litter, a small shovel, windshield scraper and a brush, a toolkit, some tow chains, and booster cables.
My name is MPO Michelle Humphreys. I'm an instructor at the Emergency Vehicle Operations Center of Fairfax County Police Department. We can gear ourselves up for inclement weather by doing some things before you even get in the car to drive. And one of those things, most importantly, is check your tire pressure. Most people do not check their tire pressure. If the tire manufacturer tells you it should have 44 in the tire and you only have 20 and you head out, you could lose your tire on an on and off ramp simply because you didn't check the air pressure. So air pressure is important. The other thing is tire tread. You have to make sure that you have the proper tire tread for your vehicles because that is what's going to channel the water away from your tire. So checking your tread routinely is important. Another thing you can do is make sure that your windshield wipers are working. Make sure that your headlights are clean. 90% of what we take in is through our eyes. And if we cannot see because the windshield wipers are not working or the headlights are not working, then you've already defeated yourself in the beginning. Okay, during inclement weather, several things can occur. I highly recommend that you learn the to driving during that season. Some things that can occur, one is an oversteer. An oversteer skid is when the rear tires lose friction and begin to spin. If not corrected, you can result in a complete spin out. Some of the corrective measures for an oversteer is you first have to come off of the gas completely, off of the brake. You need to look where you want the car to go. Your eyes and your hands work together, so where your eyes go, your hands will follow. And then countersteer the vehicle. And countersteer means steer in the direction of the skid, not the opposite. An understeer skid is where the front tires lose traction and the vehicle no longer has the capability of steering. And in order to correct that, you have to come off of the gas, off of the brake, and straighten the wheel and then reintroduce your steering in order to recover from the skid. During slippery conditions, an important thing to know while driving are these techniques because they will save your life. Having the knowledge of the techniques also gives you confidence to go out there and drive knowing you are going to be able to recover from the skids that you might encounter. It's important to keep a safe distance between you and the driver in front of you so that you can anticipate what's going to happen, especially in inclement weather. You should do this throughout the whole year, but during inclement weather, you need to make sure that you have this distance because if something happens, you need to be able to react quickly. Keeping a safe distance means keeping yourself at least a car length between you and the car in front of you. And in order to do this, you just count a stationary item, and once you pass that stationary item, count 3 to 6 seconds, and that's how much distance you should keep. Fairfax County has a youthful driver program where teenagers can come out and receive a full day of training, especially on the skid recovery. We put them on our skid recovery pad like you saw today, and they will recover from an oversteer skid and have the confidence in knowing they can do that when they get into the inclement weather. It's important that teenagers come through the program because they're young drivers. They have less skill than somebody driving for 15 years, as an example. And this actually helps them to know how to recover from the skids in a safe environment, rather than doing it on the street and not having the knowledge at that point.
The EOC is the Emergency Operations Center. From the Emergency Operations Center here in Fairfax County, we will coordinate all the response from county agencies in order to mitigate whatever event, catastrophic event that has occurred. So we communicate, we coordinate, and we provide services to those folks who are out in the field providing emergency service. Anytime we're dealing with weather, we're asking our residents to stay informed, know what's going on, either through the media or through the messaging that we send out through the EOC here. Once a storm is predicted, we are hoping that people will prepare for that, that they should already have emergency kits in their homes and in their vehicles, but to check those kits to make sure that they are prepared where it's difficult for them to get out and travel. VDOT needs room to push the snow out of the way in order to get these roads open. If you have vehicles that cannot traverse through the weather, all you're doing is adding to the problem and delaying the opening of these roads. So stay off the roads, allow VDOT to do what they need to do to clear the roads. Once they're open, once they're safe, then you can get back on the road. But if you do get caught in an event and you are driving, in your car you should have an emergency kit. In that kit should be emergency food and water. You should have a blanket. If you are caught in the storm and you cannot proceed any further, we recommend that you turn your vehicle off for all but 10 minutes per hour. Just get enough heat in the car to keep it livable. Put your dome light on, making sure that people can see you in the dark. During the day, you might want to put the hood up on your vehicle so that you're noticed, and wait for rescue, and you have to stay awake. As you see people traveling down the road, you may need to make yourself known. We have a way of communicating with our residents, and it's through CEAN, Community Emergency Alert Network. It is a free service provided by Fairfax County. The residents go to www.fairfaxcounty.gov, click on Emergency Alerts. There's a sign-up sheet there. You tell us the way we will communicate with you, what device, how we want to communicate, and what messaging you want us to send to you. For instance, traffic, weather, or any other type of an alert that may come out through our EOC.